Hey guys, welcome back to some Gilded Guardians. Today we're going old school. We are actually doing this on my phone through actually a screen recorder. So as you can see here, we do have this open. BlueStacks unfortunately would not open, but I want to run through here and we do want to look not only at the new event that is going on, a full house. So this one, little bit different of a design and it's a different build and there's a different way that you have to approach it. A lot of players were thinking just go ahead, throw your heroes in there. Now, of course, range is going to be an issue, but with this, you can only put in here, and I have to make sure that I do click this on my phone because this is exactly where I have to go through and make this work. So looking in here, you can see the game rules in the left. Now, this is what I want to go through. The game rules, and these are very specific. In this event, you must choose one Cinder, one Hydrus, one Terra, one Umbros, and one Soulless Guardian. That is right. You have to have 5 different Guardians from the 5 different factions we have here. You also choose 2 legendary, 5 epic, 3 rare. That is right. So all of the legendary, which is funny because they spelled legendary wrong, but all of the legendary heroes that we have, you can only choose 2 of those, and it's going to be very important, the heroes that you're choosing. Now, of course, Karuk is one that we're looking for, and essentially, all Guardians start at level 1. Now, you have to remember this. You have to take note that all of the Guardians on here are starting on level 1. Now, the reason for that is, starting at level 1, they are not going to have the skills and abilities. At level 1, they only have the ultimate ability and nothing else. So that is going to be very important. And the Guardians in battle can gain experience. Guardian skills upgrade as the Guardian levels up. So again, as we're making progression in this game mode, the Guardians will gain levels. Those levels will result in skills being upgraded, which again is very important to note. All Guardians retain their initial enlightenment. If they are Radiant Guardians, their Radiance level is treated as if they were an unascended. In the dungeon, various pieces of gear can be obtained. The more rooms you clear, the better gear you will find. So I want to run through this, show you exactly how it is. Make sure to equip your Guardians with the gear as you go. Again, this is something that you cannot overlook. If you're not putting gear on there, you're going to have some serious issues getting through this game mode. Points will be awarded based on the rooms you clear. These points will be determined in the commander's rank, the leaderboard, which again, I have to remember I have to use my phone. A full house will be ranked with the highest score. Now, of course, when you're looking at this, very interesting. Again, there are going to be individual leaderboards that are also going to be guild leaderboards. So if you're in a guild, this is a game mode that you're going to have to pay attention to. We're going to go through. I'm going to have to really consult with the guild, see exactly what teams players are running in here, and we will definitely check it out. If you are defeated, you will return to the nearest camp room. You will need to restart again from this point, and the point obtained from the previous cleared rooms will be reduced. If you give up the current challenge and restart, all the resurrection tickets you have will be used, that you have used will be returned, and all Guardians will be reset. So essentially, you're resetting in its entirety. Now, of course, in here, as you can see, this is madness when it comes to scrolls, guys. Looking at every single one of these levels, you have a crazy amount of EXP scrolls that you're going to get out of here, which again is very, very important. Now, looking at this hero, we have a domain bonus. Each active Terra Guardian increases score by 2. Now, of course, when it comes to the Terra Guardians, you're limited to what you can use in here, so modifier is not really a big thing. Now, the boss, of course, has Far Shot. If you played with this hero before, Far Shot prioritizes the furthest away target, which again is going to be important. Basic attack damage increased by 40% per meter, up to a max of 1,000. This is the reason they had been saying, and even looking at what they shared over on Discord, this is the reason that they've been saying you need melee heroes for this because you're putting the distance at 0. When the distance is at 0, you're going to have the basic attacks. Now, to also remember, if you are using just your melee heroes, there's not going to be the healing aspect in there, which is going to be huge. Then, of course, Shadow in the Forest, direct damage received is reduced by 50%. Continuous damage received is increased by 100, making a big difference. And then, of course, tracking arrow. This is going to make and mark a hero. When a hero is marked, it's going to do more damage when they are tracking the hero, which of course can go ahead and buff up the damage. So let's start in here, and I want to see what it looks like. So looking in the event, you can see there are different heroes in here, and we have access to different heroes. You can see our party over on the right-hand side, and also on the top, you can see what our requirements are. So looking at not only being able to have the legendary, the epic, and then of course the rare, but going through here, this is going to make a big difference because like the Soulless Guardians, you can see we have a couple different options in here. Now you can only take 2 of the epic ones in here, which again is really important. And you'll also notice the radiant level isn't in here as well. So honestly, looking at the lineup in here, I would probably take a hero such as this. Looking at a rare hero, because again, we're gonna have to go through a bunch of different ones of these heroes and see exactly kind of what our choices are in here. Because even looking here, it seems like we might have Tavros, which Tavros might be a very, very good one to choose. Again, kind of running the double healers in here. Now we do have a Nidra. Now, of course, remember, it is going to make difference on how far you are from the target. And that, again, is something that you're going to have to remember. And depending on the heroes you have can really make a big difference. Most players are picking Tian Long. Now, of course, if you are using Tian Long, that means that, of course, when it comes to Karuk, you're not going to be able to use Karuk, which is very, very important. So I feel like in here, we could even just stick with some of our epic heroes as we continue to choose them out and making sure, again, that we do have these epic heroes in the entirety. And if you have more of the heroes, because even here you can see I have Morvis, we have Cyrus, we have a couple other heroes, but it's very, very important because of the limited heroes you can take exactly who you're going to be using in a couple different game modes. And I also don't know if we choose them, if they do have to go ahead and if they do have to be in the party, or is there someone else that we can actually use them or where we can use them. Because even here, if we dropped out Tarvos, which let's drop out Tarvos, and there we go. We'll add in, there's our 2 legendaries, which means we need a secondary healer. So we did put the brand new healer in there, which of course is the legendary hero. But overall, you know, we could put an epic in here. Flix might be one. We could use Aquitus. But now, of course, we have to pick up another Umbrus hero to make sure, again, that we have them kind of built out. So even looking at the rares, looking at legendary, which of course we have no more room, but looking in here, we'll probably go with the event hero. And again, noticing that they're capped at 5 stars. We don't have the ascension levels. There is not a huge build in here. But now I can even go in here. We can go to all, and then we can go to the different heroes we're looking at, like even the rarity. We can change up the rarity a little bit just to get all of our heroes in here, because we do need 2 more rare heroes and we do need 1 more of our elite hero. So right there, let's keep the hero in there. But I'm thinking kind of scrolling through here at the rare heroes. We do have another, we have a tank in there, which is good. We could drop a secondary tank in there. Just thinking of the rare, we could also do area, which is another healer. You know what, let's drop 1 more healer in there. Then, of course, when it comes to our epic heroes, we're going to have an epic hero in here. We could go with Morves. You know what, let's go with Morves just as our second tank. And I'm wondering what that is going to look like in its entirety. We need 1 more rare hero, which we know is back up here. We could go with another tank. We could go with some range damage. And I'm almost wondering if we do something like with melee damage, that we do pull one of these heroes kind of as a melee damage hero. Which there we go. So we have to, let's take out this hero. We'll drop that one in. Let's go ahead and start. All right, guys. So let's see what this looks like. We have all of our heroes. We have all our requirements. So the camp, now very similar what it's looking like. Endless mode. Let's see before we, so we have inspiration, restore all energy. Let's go with the dungeon coins. And I'm glad to see there is a resurrect in here. So we might have to check that out in a little bit. But let's see what this game mode looks like. So again, let's swap up the formation. Let's see who we have in here. And let's go ahead and run the front line. We're going to put our tanks. Let's go ahead and put Morvis in there. So some of these, let's drop this out. We do have our new healer and we have Flix in there. You know what? I think I'm going to stick with both of them. Let's stick with this lineup in here. Let's see kind of how it does. Now remember, we do have the 2 tanks up front, but we have a lot of healing, and I don't know exactly how the healers are going to work in here. Again, this is going to be interesting because there's the AoE heal. And I was almost thinking that Morax could do some crowd control in here, but right there's the levels. As you can see, we gained 106 points, 50 guild coins. Now we gained level 3. Now remember, basic, super basic are the heroes right now. They are very, very basic. So again, I'm hoping, and let's see. So it does carry over the energy. So there's the heal over time. And again, thinking of kind of Morax. Morax has the ultimate ability, which is going to be crowd control. But there's the AoE heal on the tanks. I feel like that AoE heal is going to be an absolute requirement till we get to a certain point, until we really get Karuk. up to the point of where he can kind of tank all by himself. I think that's going to be an almost running. I feel like running two tanks in here makes sense just from a standpoint of the survivability of one tank, getting the tank leveled up. And you can see levels are starting to slow down. They're already on level 7. And I don't even know how far that we can actually grind this. So here is the arsenal. This is something. So, all right. So we got attack. We have a broken dagger, which is agility. We have intelligence. We have strength, attack, and HP. You can see who it is going to be equipped on back there. Let's go ahead and select this one. Boom. There's the boots. Oh, and they're based on guild coins. So we can actually buy 2 of these. There we go. So let's go ahead and leave. Now, how do we equip what we just bought? I want to see what that's going to look like. There's our party. And this is going to be our gear. There we go, guys. So again, both of my legendary heroes, I want to go ahead and equip. Have to make sure we do that. Which I'm thinking that when we get Karuk up a little bit higher, I'm almost wondering if at that point, we drop it to 1 tank, drop it to 1 damage dealer. I'm kind of wondering, because look at the back line, guys. Let's go ahead and reset this. We're going to have to pay special attention because, again, the back line rate here did kind of get kind of crushed as soon as we had the ultimate ability. And look at that. The heroes are going back line right there. Yeah. I mean, looking at Dorizda, there we go. So we got to heal up that time. Gonna have to make sure that you're putting the pause on these guys. This is gonna make a really, really big difference with the survivability of these heroes. Ooh, this is gonna be, and I'm almost thinking like how much of a grind is this gonna be for a game mode? And there we go. So there's some boots. Let's go ahead and make sure that we equip those. Don't want to forget to equip some of this gear. It's going to be a game changer, 100%, especially early. And I'm almost wondering, let's see party. So we're on level 8 right there. They're on 1. So only the active guardians get the experience. That's going to be tough because if you're going in here and you're making some pretty solid progression, if you lose a hero, you're not going to be able to replace them. I really don't think you're going to be able to replace another hero later because they're not going to have the levels. Yeah, that's going to make another really, really big difference in here. Is it seems like crowd control might be the absolute dominant factor in here as we're gaining levels. And I'm almost wondering, let's change up the formation. I'm thinking with Dorizda being on the bottom where Flix is. And again, formation seems like it's going to make a really big difference in here because depending on where the hero is, depending on where the hero kind of sits, it's going to make a difference. So there we go. So we got some green here, got some attack, got some defense and a fade. What are we at? 320. Oh, so we get to select a free one. Then if we buy a secondary one, which we don't want to buy a secondary one, but we can, of course, go in here and we can go ahead and equip that, adding some more attack. So again, we don't have enough. Buy another piece. This game mode's going to be crazy. And I'm almost thinking, so there is our boss. Let's see what this looks like. Yeah, look at that. It's going to be like a very, very slow mode through here. The Doris is still going to get just wrecked. Yeah, I'm wondering if a lot of players were also saying running your tanks back line makes a big difference. See, now it's on Flex. Got a little bit of heal there. Again, that's going to heal the forward. Yeah, we can't. So, all right. So Flix is the furthest away. Let's see if that's going to make a big difference. I think it's still going to be on Flix. Yeah, so I'm almost wondering we're gonna have to put JD back there. We're experiencing that's why I wanted to go through this, guys. I wanted to see exactly what this looks like. I know, for instance, JD has a lot. Look at that. Yeah, a lot more damage resistance because of the gear. Wow. It's almost like we're not doing any damage at all. Look at that. I feel like JD's going to die in this one. Wow. Yeah, this game mode is going to be incredibly tough to get through. And I'm almost wondering what it's going to look like if we get a defeat in here. Now, of course, the orders remain the same. Because, I mean, we're barely touching Strider. Even their flicks took a big hit. There's the AoE up front. I feel like that is going to be pivotal. Riesda even there took a couple more hits. Hopefully we can get a heal. Come on, Flicks. Again, I know JD's only going to heal the front. Not going to make a difference in here. I'm almost wondering, let's swap the gear. Again, we're going to have to play around with this, I know, quite a bit. Wondering gear, if we go ahead and remove the gear. Let's drop it on Flicks. See what exactly the healing factor in this looks like. Again, defense might be down a lot on JD. JD might be taking a lot more damage. Yeah, it looks like she is, but I'm hoping we can get a bigger heal. I'm still surprised. I mean, we're not seeing really any healing, very much healing at all out of here. Yeah. I mean, because JD is healing the front, which is good, but the front is not taking damage. Yeah, that's going to be a very, very tough one. Because, like I said, it's healing the front, but the front is not taking any damage at all. We're going to have to really play around with this. And of course, there's going to be an RNG factor when it comes to getting the gear, because if I put anyone else in this front line, even Karuk, he doesn't take damage up front. Let's see what happens if they die. I want to see what happens if we do the reset in here. Yeah, we're totally. I mean, right there was a 5,000, 3,000 crit. Of course, the hero is marked. Almost feel like you got to have two really strong heroes, and unfortunately, Flicks is not one of them. Yeah, I'm gonna see if this is just gonna be a wipe. I think it's gonna be definitely pretty close. Wow. I think we might win this one. But still, at what cost? All right, so when we take out a boss, there we go. So that takes to level 10. And we get our first camp, which of course is going to let us revive a Guardian. Go ahead and revive. I think it costed... I think that costed us dungeon coins. I think that did cost us dungeon coins. So formation, again, we could put our two tanks up front. We have a healer, we have a healer, we have a healer. And look at that. She's on level 9, so she did not even gain anything. So she didn't get the level because she was dead. Yeah, and you're going to have to manual this. Because even thinking there, the AoE heal didn't fall on the heroes we wanted it to. Boom, there's the AoE flames. Of course, we got some crowd control. Actually, Morax is pretty good with that crowd control. I like him and Karuk. That is a really good combination. I mean, as long as you can get through two of those, again, it goes back to let's go to intelligence. No more boots. I'm not going to bother with that. Even here, I feel like we're going to have to spread. We're going to have to spread the gear on these heroes. I think it is going to be the only way that we're going to keep them alive. As they sit today, I don't think there's going to be another way to keep them alive. Now, of course, looking here, last 10 battles, we have some attack. I'm going to go for the healing. I'm going to go for the healing because 10 rooms and we're running triple healers. Might take a lot longer to keep everyone or to kill everyone. There's more X guys going right into the fray. Still super stoked that we got that more X. We go, see, we got a healer down already. This game mode is going to absolutely take some time. Yeah, there's the pull together. That puts Rila right on that front line. Almost in the healing, but not quite there. All right, so I like Morax, and I like him because he's elite as well. He is not going to be taking one of our legendary slots. Tarvos might actually be pretty good for this once you get him leveled up a little bit. I feel like that would be a play. So there's our chest plate, which of course, if you know Morax, he wears intelligence gear. There's only one person that we can put that on, and that is right here. Because again, Morax is an intelligent tank. All right, so let's drop somebody else in here. You know what? Go with. Oh, we got. Yeah, my other choices I'm not too happy with. Because, of course, Jermaine, very, very similar to what we see with Ashwin. And I'm wondering if we can grab the gear off of here. The hero dies relatively fast. That's the problem we have even looking here. Let's remove this. But, of course, they're going to start in here. There's only one star. Strength, we have strength. Yeah, we're going to have to figure this out. It seems like we're going to have to absolutely run through some different heroes in here. Again, I don't think Jermaine is going to survive any of this at this level. And I wonder, let me see. We're going to have to rethink this. Yeah. All right, let's just run it. We'll just run it and see where it is. But guys, wanted to show you the new game mode. That is pretty interesting to say the least. Going to be interesting. It seems like maybe even a couple floors, maybe you level up one or two heroes, at least throw a level or two levels on a hero just to see kind of where they're at. I want to go ahead and I want to get a defeat. I want to see exactly what happens. Because I think when we reset, it resets it in the entirety. So let's go ahead. Let's take these heroes out. Let's just throw in one. Again, we're looking to get a defeat here. Team died. Continue. So put us in your save and exit. Oh, so we have to use, there we go. Let's see. Go back to the Haven. Wondering if that will still keep the dungeon open to continue. There we go. There's a restart button. I passed right by it. So let me hop out. Let me go back to the Haven. I want to see what it looks like on that restart. Go ahead and restart. All right, so leaving will reset your progression and restore all the resurrection tickets you have whenever used in this run. Are you sure you want to leave? Okay. Yeah, so that gives us the tickets. Ticket reset is in 2 hours. So we're gonna have to figure. Oh, and it gave us, there we go, complete 10 rooms. Which again, having the heroes for this isn't gonna make a big difference because they're starting basic. Very, very cool game mode indeed. I'm gonna have to figure out what's going on with BlueStacks. But all right, guys, so that is gonna do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.